the title, the description, press go live, and it came up with an error. I had to do it all again. Anyway, right, so I have all 18 segments in the generator fitted right now, but it's not finished yet because there's some big chunky magnets that go in the middle of the segments, these big ones, and I need another 3 of these, so I'm going to have to wait until Monday to order some more, because the chunky magnets go in this slot like that, right? Now this is one of the segments, but I printed new ones in grey. But the big chunky magnets go in this centre section. Obviously I've taken all the magnets out the other slots because I put them in the new segments that are in there right now. So the purpose of the big chunky ones in the middle is that the magnetic field is passed through the segments, the array, the anti-drag array assembly, because the 1, 2, 3 doesn't have them really, just the rectangular, the sort of this slot and yeah, and I've only got, get off, let me think, so I've only got one magnet in the, well, on the entry side, because the field is distorted in such a way that to reduce drag, but I've had to balance it. Now the trouble with having the middle magnet missing is that we don't have a bias in the center, so we only have a peak there, and then we have a peak there, and that's part of the reason why the waveform is a little bit weird at the moment, I think. So I just wanted to show you quickly. Now interestingly, when I short the LED out, if I bypass the LEDs, if we look at the RPM right now, we're at 1200. We're actually doing better than before, 1231 RPM, right? So if I bypass the LEDs, we start to climb in RPM. So that's the jumper lead. As you can see, the green lead is just a loop, and it's shorting out this resistor and this capacitor, which is supplying these LEDs. So if I take that off, the LEDs come back on, and let's look at the RPM now. It starts to go back down again. So the anti-drag circuit is actually working to an extent, because when you short it out, when you short the LED out, what's happening is more power is going to the anti-drag circuit, which is the arrays, the magnets that are in the center part here. But because I don't have the middle row to populate with magnets, it doesn't work 100%, because if I increase the power to the LEDs, that we're going through this choke right now, which is a choke that I made, and we've got one coil on there. There's 2 coils actually, and I'm only connected to one coil on there. Now if I bypass the choke, then the opposite happens, it will slow down. Let me just show you. If I connect to the red lead, the LEDs will get really bright. And you're watching, right, you see how bright they get? So I'm bypassing the choke. Right, now it slows down. Right, let the short off, because that's shorting the choke out when the LEDs get too much power actually. Probably about 1600 milliamps, and overdriving the LEDs is not a good thing, because if I leave them on too long it could destroy the LEDs, because these little LEDs, you're not supposed to drive them for more than about 20 milliamps or 30 milliamps or so. Anyway, so the rotor, the generator assembly, I haven't finished yet because I haven't wound another coil for this side, and also it's not balanced properly yet because it's got a little bit of a wobble on it. I can feel it on my finger when I put it on there. It's not, I haven't balanced it all out yet, so there's more work, but you can see the grey segments now at the bottom. And the reason for putting both canopies on is it stops wind resistance, and the air circulating is spinning around, so it reduces drag on it, on the system, when you got both. Well, if you get all three canopies on, I have to put another canopy yet for the bottom section, but with all the three canopies on there, the air is spinning with the rotor and it doesn't drag and slow it down so much. But we're making some really interesting progress right now. So, because previously when I was doing this test without the new segments, I was getting a speed of about 1156 or 1160. So we're now at 1218, right? Oh, 1220, it's climbing again. So we're doing better, we're improving, and our input current is actually, just a minute, let me get, just a fraction below 200 milliamps, and we're still on voltage. It's still 6.5 volts. Focus, will you? We're still at 6.5 volts. I haven't touched that, so go back to current. Let it settle a minute. Current is just a fraction under 200 milliamps. Right, so we're using less current, and our output at the moment is a little bit lower because, as I say, I haven't finished populating the magnets. So this is a waveform at the moment. We're at 62 Hertz. Peak to peak is only 11.2 instead of about 15, 16, which we had previously. Instead of 4.5, 4.6 cyclic RMS, we're at 3.28 cyclic. So we are a little bit deficient because, as I said, I've still got some more work to do. And the previous segments had 4 of those big rectangular magnets in the slots. So these big slots here, you see light through here, this one. Now I've got the butterfly magnet array on the end. So I've only got one magnet in one of these slots and then a little butterfly magnet on the edge. So that's the reason why we're a little bit low on power. So I've got here I've got no longer. I can use some of these to boost the output. So those are the cheap nasty ones which came from China, which I think the N30 somethings, they're ridiculously weak, they're pretty pathetic actually. So I'm trying to avoid using that stuff because it's no good for what I want. It doesn't produce any benefit. The good magnets, which I got from a local UK supplier, which are actually these are good ones. I ended up with 4 of these left. I actually bought originally 200 of these. I bought 2 boxes. One was about, well, a couple of months, maybe 3 months ago. Then the other one was a fortnight ago. So I actually have 200 of these magnets, right? Focus, will you? And I only ended up with 4 left. So you work it out. I used nearly all the magnets in the arrays. There's the other box. Hang on a minute, let me get it. So there's the other box. So I've got 2 of these. So I actually ended up using 2 of these lots. That's 200 magnets minus 4. So all of those are in the segments in the array. So all I've got to do now is fine tweak this, adjust it, make incremental small adjustments to the array on the magnets, increase the biasing in the center section. I might have to add some more, get some more of these magnets at some point to improve the anti-drag situation, because most of the slots, you can't see it on this one because it's not populated anyway. But the actual rotor segments, all of the magnets that are down here are not present. Oh shit, I'm stuck to the magnet again. So let me find something that's not magnetic. So none of these are not populated. These are not populated. These are not populated. I've only got 1, 2, 3 magnets in here, and I've got my butterfly magnet there, butterfly magnet there, and on one side we have 2 magnets. On the other side we only have 1 magnet, and it's set right back here. There's a gap. So that's the reason why we are still lacking. I was trying to balance it out so that the field will be equal on both sides, you see. And to do that I had to offset them slightly. So there's quite a lot more stuff to do with this. And this is the entry side, so when this is moving on the rotor, it's moving in this direction. To get something working basically, and obviously we can see the benefits of a higher RPM, lower input current on the meter, which I've just been showing you, which is about 195 milliamps. Right, so we are doing better. So I wanted to give you an update on the situation. It's all exciting. I've still got more to do. We'll just have to take it one step at a time. We're just taking baby steps at the moment to fine-tune it, because when you make small incremental changes, it makes a big change. I mean, every segment that you make a tiny little adjustment to is multiplied by 18, because there's 18 segments in those 3 rotors, right? So you make one small change on one of these segments, and you do it at all 18 segments, it makes quite a significant difference when you're actually running it, because it all adds up. It's additive, if is the right word. So, and you can also make it worse just by making a small change that's detrimental to its performance. You can end up with a substantial loss in efficiency just by small changes on each one. So I'm trying to, this is what I say, baby steps is important to make small adjustments. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I hope you find this useful. Hopefully we can get some more of these big chunky magnets. I can't put them in right now because it'd be out of balance. It would be really out of balance. So hopefully I'll be able to get a 10% discount on. I'll have to order another 5 because the minimum order is 5. I only need another 3, so I'll sort that out on Monday. Anyway, oh right. What happened then? Oh, my magnet stuck to the magnets that are still in the box. That was funny. Right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.